What are the two biggest factors in getting your house sold, regardless of the market that you're in? I'm going to tell you guys about those today. Now, it doesn't matter what market you're in, whether it's a buyer's market, a seller's market, or a balanced market. There's always going to be two factors that cause you to be successful in selling your home. Now, before I tell you what those two factors are, I want to talk about the terms buyer's market and seller's market. What do they mean? I talk about this quite a bit whenever I do a market update or I send out information to people that we're working with on a day-to-day basis, because it's crucial to understand that the market you're in. Very crucial. If you're in a buyer's market, you're going to act differently with the listing than you are in a seller's market. There's different strategies, there's different approaches to marketing, there's different everything. But there's two things that don't ever change when it comes to being successful. Now, when you're in a buyer's market, you're going to do different things, but understanding what a buyer's market is so important. Now, we figure out what kind of market we're in based on statistics. It's just like anything. If you look at professional baseball, they are literally tracking everything. How many times you swing the bat, how many times you hit the ball, how many times you get to first base, second base, and all the way home. They're tracking everything. We're doing the same thing in real estate. So in a buyer's market, it's based on inventory. Buyer's market, seller's market, it doesn't matter. It's based on the statistic that we call months of inventory. Now, what that means is how many houses are for sale right now, and what's the speed of the market that we're in. So what we do to figure out the months of inventory is we take the number of sales that happened last month and divide that by the number of active listings we currently have, and that's going to spit us out a number. That number is our current months of inventory. Now, what that means is if nothing else comes for sale for the rest of the year, whatever that number is, that's how long it will take to sell out of the current inventory based on what's available. So 0 to 2 months of inventory, that's going to be a seller's market. Okay, 2 to 5 months of inventory will be what we call balanced market, and anything over 5 months of inventory is a buyer's market. So when you see tons of houses for sale and nothing's getting sold, and you're seeing a house on the market for 90, 120, 180 days, and it just does price reduction after price reduction, that's a clear indication that you're in a buyer's market. But when you see a for sale sign go up on a Monday and you see a sold sign go up on a Tuesday, and then you find out that house listed at $600,000 and sold for $640,000 the next day, it's a very clear indication that it's a seller's market. So again, keeping in mind, under 2 months of inventory is a seller's market. Now, anything under 1 month of inventory, I would call an inferno. That's a raging hot seller's market. That's when you see things like multiple offers well over the list price. No conditions being used because it's very competitive. There's very few houses for sale, so when something does get listed, you have to drop what you're doing, drive across town to see that one house. Now that brings us back to the topic of this video. What are the two things that are going to cause us to be successful no matter what market conditions are happening? I call them price wars and beauty contests. Whether you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market, we have proven time and time again that these strategies are effective. Now, let's talk about those for a second. Price wars, when we talk about pricing a home, that's your first and foremost, most important stage where you can get people interested in your home. Now, because of these stupid things that we all carry with us everywhere we go, literally into the bathroom, which is embarrassing, they're never more than 5 feet away from us, and we have access to unlimited amounts of information these days. The consumer now has more information and more statistics at their fingertips than they ever have before. So they're watching the market. I know people that have been watching the real estate market for 3 years before they even contact us to buy a home. They're so in the know with what's going on in the market, they should probably be real estate agents. In fact, I think they probably check the market more than 80% of the realtors out there. But the point that I'm trying to make is that they're very familiar with what's going on. If you list a house that should be at $500,000 and you list it at $575 because you just want to, and we hear this all the time, test the market, see what happens, a lot of those buyers are going to know that house is priced too high, and they're going to think a few things. One, this seller's out to lunch. They don't want to actually sell their house. They're just trying to cash in on a good market. Two, are they going to be reasonable when we come with an offer, and are they going to want to negotiate? Is this going to be a bit of a waste of time? These are the things that buyers are thinking. So they're not even going to come look at your house if it's priced too high, because they know from all the data and all the information that they have that it's priced too high anyway. So you're going to sit on the market and you're going to think, why isn't this house selling? We're in a seller's market. There's 1 month of inventory. Everything is selling. Not the overpriced houses. Those are the ones that don't sell. So it's something very important to make sure that you get your pricing right off the beginning, because when you price it, you're going to get a lot of attention. And attention is really what sells homes, because humans, believe it or not, this may not come as a surprise to many of you, are very messy creatures. People will pay more than they want to for something if they think someone else is going to get it. But if nobody else wants it, what do they want? They want a deal, right? If no one else is lining up to buy this house, I hear it all the time. This house has been on the market for 60 days. How low do you think we come in with our offer? Let's see what happens. So pricing is going to be your number one most important feature right off the beginning, regardless of the market that you're in, buyer's market or seller's market. I have seen many sellers overprice a property in a seller's market. It doesn't sell. They do 2 or 3 price reductions until they get to that point. Somebody lowballs them, and then they're actually desperate to sell, and they take less money than they could have if they priced it right the first time and maybe drove that price up because of the competition. So it's very important that you take that seriously. Now, the second strategy is beauty contests. You have to show your home well, okay? Real estate is bought and sold with emotion and backed up with logic. So if someone falls in love with your home and they see it on the pictures on the internet, they have to go and see it right away. They're emotionally connected to it. There's a much higher probability that they're going to want to buy that home, because when they walk in and you hear that gasp, that right away as a real estate agent, we know we found a good one, right? Emotionally, they're going to connect to the home. And then logically, you start hearing them say things like, it's in our budget, it's close to the kids' school, it's down the road from the soccer field where the kids practice, and our friends don't live too far. So logically, they start to think of reasons why they can buy it. But emotionally, they've connected to the home. And as soon as they walk in, they fall in love with it. So when it comes to presentation, staging is hugely important. You have to make your home look as good as you possibly can. And for the love of God, please clean your house. We go into so many listings on the buyer side where they didn't even clean it. It's just a disgusting home. Like, how are you expecting a buyer to want to feel good about this home when you don't even have the energy or the money or the wherewithal to clean it? You have to have a very well presented home. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that painting the home is going to be your best friend. Fresh paint goes so far. It always pays dividends in the end because it feels newer. It feels fresh, right? Paint can take away a lot of uncomfortable smells or things that don't really feel good when you walk in. A fresh coat of paint, some nice staging, some great presentation, those are going to be your best friends when it comes to selling your house. Now, if those are the things that when you're in a seller's market, you price it right and you show it off properly, you're going to sell that home and you're going to probably sell it for more than you were asking. It's a high probability. If you're 1.5 months of inventory or less, there's a really good shot you're going to make more than you were expecting on that home. Now, if you're in a buyer's market, say there's 6 months of inventory and only 20% of houses are selling, your house that's priced properly and shows better than all the other ones is going to get the most amount of attention. So people are always going to go for the nicest one they can when it's a buyer's market because they have so many options. So don't be the dirty guy on the corner that hasn't cleaned his house and it stinks. Don't be that guy, okay? Don't listen to your agent when they say, just list it. It'll sell. We'll put some ads up on Marketplace and we'll get this sold for you. No, that's not how you do it. You have to make it look good. You have to make it look as good as you possibly can, because real estate is bought with emotion, backed up with logic, right? If you guys found this valuable at all, please share it with somebody. Please give us a thumbs up. My name is Derek Timmons from Maverick Group from Calgary, Alberta. We are servicing the entire city, and we love hearing from you guys. We've been so fortunate to work with so many of you and get your referrals and build this amazing business. We're so thankful for that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out anytime with any of the forms of communication that work for you. DM us, send us an email, give us a phone call, whatever works. Make a comment on this video. We love you guys. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for coming into our video.